This one deals with the 3/4 time meter, and it says, number one, let's decipher the meaning of the 3/4 time signature. The top number equals number of counts per bar, 3, and the bottom number. So it goes through, you might say, very typically, but it's just that it spells it all out. It shows what 3/4 looks like when you have a whole bunch of notes in different types of rhythms. Then it has a little lesson. You fill in the missing note values. All this takes 5 minutes, and it's going to acquaint you with 3/4 in an understanding way. And once again, it has the sidebar with a bunch of fun things to read. In fact, I'll share if I can. Just Ezra Pound, a quote, "Music rots when it gets too far from the dance. Poetry atrophies when it gets too far from music." I like that. So this is an example from the intervals. This one, it's organized again, the table of contents will explain that better, but this one's under the heading of imperfect intervals. And we're talking about minor thirds here. And it gives you a couple things that you can read here. I like that it says all thirds have two things in common. And it gives, A is that in the musical alphabet, all thirds skip a letter name between the two notes making the interval, like A to C, B to D, and it shows that there on the page. And then it's the other thing is, on the staff, thirds are always distanced line to the nearest line or space to the nearest space, and they can see that. Just some things to grab onto. There's also, you notice, a musical keyboard. So we relate it to a keyboard, something that's probably in the choral classroom. They can go and actually look at it, have it heard, played. Those are things we put for the teacher in the handbook that's provided for them. And then there's some ways to use it. It talks about the little sign one can use for a minor interval. Well, that's a nice thing to everyone to learn, so they can, put notes in their music as they're going. And from the sidebar, allow me to read a word to the wise. Here's a quote: "Those who make peaceful resolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." That's John F. Kennedy. Didn't know that he had things to say about the music classroom, did you? And there's an anonymous quote down here. It's a classic. "Sorry, but my karma just ran over your dogma." When you read those in the classroom, they just unify the group. It works. It actually does. And so going through this becomes more fun, and they learn some good stuff.